フランスの革命記念日とかっていう旗日でお休みならしいので、今日はフランスを飛ぶみたいです。飛行機はちょっと迷いましたけど、結局エクストラのこの飛行機にしました。この飛行機乗りやすいで気分がいいですよ。と、これは同じ飛行機の色違いですね。だいぶ雰囲気が変わりますね。あれ、前に人が乗ってる。あれ二人乗りにもできるんだ。
I still have the most trouble with the Mustang.
もう離陸していきますな。
Yeah, or the Spitfire is the one that really gets me.
Wow.
I don't have an auto.
Shelter can actually be something you want to plan slightly ahead. If you know you burn quickly.
Well, I actually have.
And when you know those things, it's even more cool to go visit them afterwards.
お化けるお化ける。おお、すごいフ
But
ラフラ
as you
した。
said, the thing with the Mont Saint-Michel that is neat but also dangerous is
Side, which is what it is right now in the sim. It's all surrounded by water.
I believe there's a parking place halfway there.
there's a small just before the island. A monk from a monk that saw Saint-Michel, which is why this mount fortified city grew and grew, and the history is preserved essentially through
なかなか綺麗にできてますね。
which is amazing because this is a huge piece of history. There's a lot of archaeology as well in this area as a result of
ここにも初めてじゃないな。来たことあるな。
destruction, reconstruction kind of set. So
このなんか駐車場みたいなのを見たことが、でも初めてかな。おお、よくできてんな。
For anyone who's a fan of the civilization for our next waypoint.
We must part ways.
Adieu.
Exactly. So La Bastille was really well. It was also an ammunition depot, so it was not just a prison. It was a lot of utilitarian for the army kind of position. So they also had a whole section of army.
CPU starts to bottleneck, so now I have to upgrade my CPU.
Here's our first touch and go.
イギリスの守護神スピットファイヤー。
Didn't
プロペラが
allow for
止まった
landing.
まま見えるのはやっぱちょっと残念ですな。
Yeah, I'm 4.5 nauticals out.
I'm
Name
フ
of
ラ
the
イ
pit
トシミュ
special
レー
doesn't
タ
have
ーの
flaps. To do a flapless
標準
landing.
塗装ですね。
but that's the only. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm on
これ
this.
も美しい飛行機です
We have to
ね。
land this thing without crashing. I'm so bad with the extra.
It's very
Oh,
フラップとかないんだよな、この飛行機。
concrete then.
more like duck.
タッチングをやり直し。いいとこじゃんの。おお、正面、死んだ。おお、壊れんかった。壊れたのかもしれんな、今のは。
I remember, being here in real life,
Oh.
just driving through here on the roads. They're just such a nice piece.
Yeah, at least nothing to pay, right?
No, but just not anything classified
yeah.
as a highway, and,
Yeah.
and certainly no toll roads. But I mean,
Specialties
yeah,
of
no,
food and little things. You're like, I never knew that existed.
Yeah.
And like you see this little village and they're super proud of it, and it's like really this whole thing, and only the region around it will know it. And of course, France is not that big, so because it hasn't aged, and so what we do is we open it and we leave it for 2-3 days, and then the aroma starts. Then you start getting the actual taste of the cheese, or at least more like what it's supposed to taste. And it's a bit less creamy, and then you have much more of the Roquefort taste. And then you're like, oh, there you go. Now that's more like it. We have to open it, leave it open there, so it can grow essentially in a.
そういえばマイクロソフトフライトシミュレーター今サマーセールに入ったらしいですよ。これやっ
I'm
ぱ
just
り
using a few clouds weather preset.
あれか
That looks,
な。
very nice.
今
Got
度は
a
旅
top
客機
layer
増
of
強
like
月
cirro
間だから
stratus up high,
な。
and then some nice cumulus cloud.
here then.
おお、
Yeah,
マーベリッ
the
クが
weather
抜い
has
て
a
っ
lot
た。
of effect on the lighting engine.
ペン
So
84
the
を
colors
超え
can
たっ
look
て言って
washed
たな、
out
そうい
or
え
very
ば。
contrasty. Call it a bigorneau in English. It's using Google Translate here. They say it's a periwinkle, which is this type of small. Are we we gonna do touch and go at LFAX?
タッチングを
Really a lot of stuff here. I hope Asobo can handle this because it's during the summer.
And you know, based on what we're seeing in the
うわ、ぶ
beta
つかった、
feed
ごめん。
platforms so far,
ぶ
lots
つ
of
かってない
lots
か
of
も
good
しれん
feedback
け
on
ど、
the
ぶつかった
performance,
か
the
もしれ
quality.
ん。
Yep. I'm so excited to go to Oshkosh, by the way. It's gonna be a great time
I'm jealous.
to do it myself. I mean, obviously,
About,
I would
about
not
10,000
be.
of them.
I would probably not be personally hands-on flying the plane. It's Tyler's plane. He's pilot in command. I would just be second pilots. But yeah,
Reminds me of Notre Dame. Which
it does
will
look like
probably
Notre Dame, doesn't it? I was thinking the same thing. Especially when you talked about you know, fires and stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
that was very
Well,
tragic years ago.
おー、歴史的建造物な感じ
Most,
が
most of those cathedrals
伝わ
are
って
built
くる。
like a cross, right? So there's a,
Yes.
then two towers. So
お
yeah.
綺麗な建物ですね。
And then, you know, how do you even hold the weight of something while you're building it? Because once it's done, it makes sense, really. You have the roof and you have all everything that kind of holds itself together. It's logical, but you don't have everything built when you're building the roof, for example, or certain structures. So it's really cool. Yeah, and these things are obviously very important because this is obviously where you have all the high status events, relicas, and yeah, a lot of big celebrations.
It's pretty incredible too that when these cathedrals were built, they were like 100 or 150 year long projects. So
Yeah.
the people who started the design and construction of this cathedral, none of them lived to see it complete.
None of their direct children probably would have lived.
Yeah.
Design as
解
much as
説してる
possible
っぽ
while
いけ
kind
ど
of。upgrading and technologies, construction technologies and building frameworks. So it's kind of cool because you see the history of that, of the evolution of building massive buildings and trying to keep it generating wind so they could play organ without needing, you know,
Oh.
people to just. Some research has been made onto that side, and yeah, there's
あれ
better
なんかこれ
methods
飛
now.
行機水平尾翼の上半角
It's funny how you said it was kind of like, what was the last, you know, essentially death?
So if the balloon crashed and they died, it was thought, well, no big deal. They would have got the guillotine
お客
regardless.
さん
Who
乗せ
cares?
てるのかな
But then the king, here we have the Eiffel Tower in
お
Paris. And believe it or
なんか知らん
not,
けど。
when the Eiffel Tower was
なん
constructed
だ
in the
ろう
late
これは大きな
1800s,
建物だけど
Parisians hated it. They thought it was
フ
ugly.
ランスの国
Now
会
it
議
is,
事
you
堂
know,
みたい
the
なや
most
つかな
iconic structure in all of Paris, arguably in the
な
entire
んか立
world.
派な建物じゃ
For
けど
Japanese viewers, I know Muhammad Blend was here
全
flying.
然
In Tokyo, they have the Tokyo Tower, which is an exact
ベルサイユ
one-for-one
宮殿だ
replica
わ
built to
それ
scale
これかベルサイユ宮殿
built in Japan.
ベル
The
サイ
only
ユの
difference
バラじゃ
between the
な
Eiffel
い
Tower and the Tokyo Tower is the color. Because the Eiffel Tower was built before. This is the easy mode version, flying under the Eiffel Tower. We'll do the hard mode version in a second. Oh, I'm getting a little bit.
And it's huge.
Yeah, it's bigger than you think.
I can now
通
probably
信がきちんとできてないからこんなカクカクするな
Let's go through it.
シーナリーが読み込む
If we follow this send. Oh, actually, I've got an insight now. This is not where I was going to go, but I just saw it, so we'll head here. Here is Sacré-Cœur.
日本語であれが出ないからわかんない
In Paris.
おでもここ通
You
れ
know,
るじゃん
on top of Montmartre.
うひ
Has a
ょ
gorgeous view overlooking pretty much the
うひょ
entire city from up here on this hill.
ーもうちょっと
So
気を
when,
切
when
っ
I
た
was
方
in
が
Paris,
い
we
いと
didn't
思う
actually get to
な
the Louvre. We didn't have time, but instead we went to the Musée d'Orsay, which is way to Le Bourget. I think we're going to pass one of the largest
Wow.
stadiums. Yeah, there it is actually to my 12 o'clock right
フレー
there.
ムレートが厳しい
Anyone happen to know, is this where PSG
Wow.
plays their games? Free event. But one day you can buy a ticket as a member of the public and go. And so again, it's every 2 years it alternates. 1 year it's here in Le Bourget. The next year it's in Farnborough in the UK. And this year happens to be Farnborough's turn, and that's coming up next week. So if you're in the Farnborough area, see if you can get access to that. It's the biggest industry event in the aviation world. And of course, the week after that is Oshkosh, EA Air Venture.
お疲れ様でしたなんかみんな楽しんどるな